Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Skizzlecraft server. My name is RedWolf416. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am so glad to be here. I am so glad y'all are here with me. And as you might be able to see by the netherrack wireframe that is going on behind me, we are going to be working on terraforming tonight. And I am not very practiced at it, but we're going to give it a go, see what we can come up with. And so we're just going to keep it local around our area unless we need to go get supplies. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. Hello, Trenzalore and Oompa. Thank you for joining in the chat. Glad to see you. Feel free to offer suggestions or just talk about whatever, as long as it's kept clean and family friendly. But let's get to this. And I don't have my rockets in my hand. So, is everybody hearing me okay? Everything seems a little quiet on my end. I wasn't sure how that was working out for y'all. Is the music coming in clear? Is my voice coming in clear? Alright, awesome. I don't know what's going on my end. I'm not hearing as much monitoring in my headset, but maybe that's just because my ears are plugged. I am still recovering from whatever flu and head cold I have had going on for a little bit. Let me put away some of my armor. I am wearing my work boots, as you can see, but we're going to put away a couple things because I don't need to be carrying around my hat and my pants. But we are going to be going for a look that is sort of similar to Grand Canyon sandstone look. The netherrack is just temporary blocks. Except in a couple places, they are going to be my darker colors. As you can see here, we're going to be going with this color palette here, darkest being the nether brick. And then we'll be going into netherrack. We've got the red terracotta, the orange terracotta, and we'll be getting into some of the red sandstone too up at the top. We are going to be going for a striped look, kind of like what you see in the Badlands area in the natural terrain generation, but we're going to try and make it look a little bit more natural, a little bit more, I don't know, how do I say, just a little bit better. We're going for that look. So what we have here on the overall shape, let's come over here. Hopefully the ghasts aren't too noisy. Maybe less so up here, but what we can see is we're going to have more of like vertical cliff walls here, and then down in here is where we're going to get more into some of the red sand blending into yellow sand, and this is going to be like from the wind-swept weathering that's been going on, blowing the sand off. So like I said, we are going to be getting rid of the netherrack as we go. I mean, as we get this more framed out, I should say. Can't really hear the music. Let me turn up the music. Yeah, that might be a little too loud on my end. We'll see how this goes. I turned it up. It had been at 35%. We've got it at 50%. If it starts getting too distracting for me, then I might have to turn it down again. May have to adjust settings for later streams. But I am sort of making this up as we go. I did, over the last few days, I did try Axiom mod, and I am still trying to wrap my head around that. I just can't quite follow it. So, you know, it is what it is. I could stand to get some netherrack, actually. And we do have a bed up there. We'll just be sleeping outside when we need to. Let's come on over here. So what I'm thinking is the nether brick. We are going to be doing that as the shadows. So I want to keep this line here. This is a bit of an undercut, and then we're going to be using netherrack to come back out. And I just got to take a look at my shape here. I guess I got to be mimicking more what's up above as I'm going, but I don't want it to just be straight vertical walls. So honestly, I am not sure if I want to actually be adding to this traversing horizontally, if you will, like going around the perimeter, or if I want to just be building up. I almost think building up would be better, in which case I need to get a little bit more from my palette here. We are going to be getting into the orange terracotta as well. And we'll do that. No, we don't need that. There we go. Oh, good night, Bob. Let's see here. Orange terracotta and then smooth sandstone. Where do we have a bit more of that? Let's go like that. And let's see what we can do by stacking vertically, because we are trying to get this to blend a little bit. I think this will give us a better texturing if I am actually working on going upward rather than going around the profile here. And I just got to look at what's above me. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. I love having the viewers. I love having the participation, and hopefully we can all just get some entertainment out of this. Well, I guess I gotta get rid of that already. Alright, let's see. And then from here, I think we could have this like that. Let's take a look at what this gradient is looking like. I know it's only one line. First couple of vertical bits are going to go a little bit slow, but I am liking that color gradient. Ah! Just not my flying abilities. Yeah, from a distance, I'm liking that. I think what I'll do, even though, oh my goodness, I think what I'll do is I'll actually do this patch first, even though it doesn't have the undercut and clean verticality that I'm going for all the way across. It'll be good to get this swatch done with a gradient so that I can really get a clear idea of what I want to do with this. So we can start coming in here like that. Now when I do have a how do I put it, an outward bump like that, I do want to try and make it so it changes to a lighter color like that. And I do want to vary the height at which these color transitions happen, so there is a slight vertical waviness to this, if you will. So like in this case, on the last one I had the orange terracotta coming up to there, but I think I'll do the red sandstone, red smooth sandstone, which, let me take a look at my gradient down here. Is this where we want to also bring in the texture of rough sandstone? Let me put a little gap here so I can see this. Yeah, we might want to bring in some regular old red sandstone as well. Means that I'm going to slide all this over here. Yeah, that's looking like a pretty smooth gradient so far. But I think we can keep going with this. Hate to pop in and run trends. A wild day tomorrow. Can't wait to see the result. It's going to be awesome. Thank you so much, Trends. I know it's too bad that you can't stick around long, but I get it. You got to take care of yourself. Make sure that you are healthy for the stuff that you need to be doing. So it's good to see you, my friend, and you have a good night's rest. Put a little bit of a temporary block there. We may be trying to bring in some yellow sandstone at the top as well, but I don't think, even though I've got this flat as a completely flat plateau, it's not going to be completely flat up there. So we'll bring in the regular yellow sandstone, but, well, maybe we will, maybe we won't. We may be using some packed mud and oak to get some lighter colors, but we want to make it look like there's some lighter sand up there. And so we can get one more block for variety here. I thought I had, oh, I put them in the wrong box. Oh well. Yeah, we'll go packed mud. Bricks will be for detail. later. I really don't see myself needing any weapons while I'm working on this. I missed! The album we are listening to is called Gold. This is Stream Beats by Harris Heller, found on Spotify. DMCA free music, so I hope y'all enjoy it. At least as much as I do, or even half as much as I do. But haven't really done a whole lot of looking around for variety, just because he offers so many different albums on Spotify. Okay. Yeah, well, I guess I should just come down here and keep working at this. So this overhang here. This is definitely where I want the shadows to be. But you can see how it's coming back here. I need my overhang to terminate right around here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this out just a little bit more. And then we can start bringing this in. Maybe we'll do like that. Yep. There we go. And grab that piece. So I guess I'm going to be doing... Did I not pick that up? Oh, I'm so glad I got my work boots on. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to come back in. Oh my goodness. All right. This is getting ridiculous. Let's see. Let's just do this really quick. I did set this up. I do have my D1, D2, and D3 rockets right there, so I can just come in and top off really quick. All right, let's try and be a little bit more effective in this this here flying. The stream is supposed to be terraforming, not Red missing his landings, but you know, it happens. Let's see. Let's maybe bump this up just a little bit there. We gotta be mindful of what's going on above us too. So I am going to be starting to insert the netherrack in there just to use it as temporary blocks on the inside. They may or may not get removed later. I don't know. Bob says, seems like only yesterday when you were scoping out the spot to have your base. Looking great, Red Wolf. Thank you so much. That is very kind of you. I feel like I have been slacking on this, to be honest, so I really appreciate the kind words and the encouragement. But yeah, it feels good to be working on this now. I'm not sure what it was that got me motivated this time to really press forward on it, but I feel like I've had a lot of good movement on it lately, and I want to try and keep that momentum. I think part of it was getting a video edited together and posted finally regarding the factory. Getting that done really was a big motivator in moving forward with this. I want to take another look at this. All right, so that packed mud looks weird now, but I think once we start getting more spots dipping in and around that profile, then it'll start looking a little bit better. I did start skipping the netherrack, I just realized. So let's bring that back in. I do have some nether brick smelting over in my storage area. Let's come over here. All right, let's start bringing in this netherrack again. Just here and there. I don't want a lot of it, though. We'll do patches. So here's the thing, is I gotta bring a line up and over to about here because it's gonna be more vertical in that section. I don't know. It's tricky planning this out. Let's just see what we can do here. Come over this way. Now we're getting up to this height. We actually need to get into some of the orange again. I'm gonna try and come over like that. This sort of takes me back to my days of trying to. I was a once upon a time, a long time ago, I was a 3D animator and just worked in small time like broadcast television, not even TV shows or anything like that. I worked in making commercials and stuff, but we had to build 3D models of stuff, and you always had to figure out the topology, as it was called, like where the polygons were gonna go. So figuring out where the key lines are on this plateau is reminding me of that a bit. And I think this would be a good place to bring in some of this detail again. It's not a great transition from the orange to the packed mud. So I may change it. I'm not sure. I don't know if there's a way to blend it anymore. But any more than it already is. But we'll see what we can do. I think we could get one more of those poking up into that. So that's good. Having that little bit of a dark line there, I think, is really going to sell that crease, so to speak, as it turns to come out here a little bit more. And I gotta learn to trust the process. Like, I am trying making this, but I'm not sure exactly what it's going to look like, but I can't give up on it when I've only got a few, well, we'll call it pixels, for lack of a better term, when we've got just a few pixels on this picture that we're painting of this plateau. So gotta wait at least until I get more of this whole swatch, and then maybe we'll start going down here too. But I want to make it start blending into the yellowy sand down here, so we will be getting rid of a lot of the netherrack here. In fact, some of this. Let's see. Let's just bring in a couple more of these. This is where it's supposed to look really dark. Question is, do I want to leave netherrack there, or do I want to make a jump? I think I want to make that jump. Show a sharper highlight. Is there anything I can get out of my inventory right now? Let's load some tools into this shulker here. I don't think I'm going to need the fortune. I'm not going to need the stick, axe. Won't need the fortune shovel. I will need this pretty soon, but I'll get that in a minute. Don't need that, don't need that. Don't need that right now. Probably won't need that. Alright, now I can pick up more blocks. Let's do that. That there, that there. There we go. Okay, let's go check on our nether bricks, because we are almost out. Yeah, here we go. That works. Oh, I didn't have enough momentum. Thought I was gonna splat there. Okay. Let's start bringing this back down here. And we do need to do more of a shallow slope inward. Summer! So maybe we don't want this dark. I don't know. Maybe we don't want this going out quite so far. Because we need to... This is only supposed to be for the deep shadows, so I really don't want this on top of anything. I want it to be hiding underneath. Like that. Which means that we can then bring this in. Like that. Maybe this would be a good spot to have a couple netherrack blending it. Or just one at least. There we go. Let's bring this red in here. And then, I don't know, maybe we'll make it come up by a couple right there. What you got to be careful of is that we're not, yeah, this one here is not good. Nor is that one, I don't think. Yeah, this is where some of the decisions on things get a little bit difficult. Like, I need to make lines from where they're bumping out here. Let's make that pop down just a little bit. There we go. Because I got to consider how this is going to look from up above as I'm flying in as well. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll bring that in there. That one there. So I think we can fill this in here a little bit, smooth that out. And almost nighttime again. Goodness gracious. So the smooth sandstone and the regular sandstone, we can kind of mix and match between them. Tonally, they are so similar that it's okay if it's a little bit more patchwork. I don't need to like always have the regular sandstone on the lighter side of the smooth sandstone. And it'll just add texture. It's kind of like adding pockets of cobblestone into stone, or maybe not even like that. Maybe it's more like adding pockets of andesite into where you've got stone. Just kind of changes it subtly. All that is to say that occasionally I'm going to be popping some smooth sandstone in the middle of where I've got regular sandstone, and vice versa. Now the tops of them look the same, so ones that are back here don't really need that. Yeah, let's change this just a little bit. Ah, I fell in the one hole. See how this is looking? Yeah, this is okay. This is again, I'm gonna have to see how it looks. It might be one of those things where it just doesn't quite look right at first. Then it starts looking at better the more I look at it. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so we need to get rid of this line of netherrack because it's gross and ugly and I don't like it and I don't want it. It's just a temporary block. And in this section over here is where there's going to be a staircase coming down. We gotta give reason for the locals to have had a way of getting up and down. And we may, on these more shallow spots, we may try and figure out a way that we can get a little bit more smoothness in there. Like half slabs of stuff. I mean, there aren't any half slabs of the terracotta. Mojang is really missing out on a building opportunity right there. Be able to have some half slabs in there, but you know, they're the ones who are making the decisions, so they call the shots. I don't know of a single player that would complain about the option of having more half slabs, though. Okay, that's good. Alright, give me my terracotta and sandstone and stuff back. I worked hard for those things. Okay, I'm liking the way that's looking. So we're just going to continue around, well, do I want to continue around this way? Or do I want to go downward? I think we need to get a feel of what it's going to look like coming down. So let's get into that. Come on, wings. Speaking of which, all right, my wings are still good. This, I'm gonna start bringing this out. We'll just leave these here as temporaries. And oh, didn't make the jump. It's okay. I got blocks to pick up. Alright, so this is a pretty big overhang right here, so that's why I'm leaving the red there, but I think we do need to start bringing it into the orange, and then we can blend it down into the yellow sand, because we are going to be going through this gradient here after this, which is the packed mud, the oak planks, stripped oak logs, stripped birch logs, birch planks, and eventually sandstone. So there's a lot that I've got going on in this gradient, possibly too much. We will do what we can. We'll do that. Okay, this is a good place to start bringing that orange in. Let's just go right on through this gradient here, so we can start getting lighter colored. This will hopefully start making it look like this is the sand buildup, which means that I need to get a few more block varieties, a few more than what I can actually hold in my inventory. So let's deposit a few things here. Okay, now I need oak. Got that down over here. Ooh, I need to get some more oak growing here pretty soon. We're gonna do, let's move this down to here. Oh, I got rid of, well, that's okay. I got rid of my bricks, but that's okay. We're gonna do oak. This is gonna cover us for the stripped oak. Can I recraft these into? I can. Awesome. Okay, so these are gonna be the planks. That means that I can put these back in here. And then let's get some birch. And there we go. Make sure I get this order correct. Oh, the stripped goes, have these flipped. There we go. Okay, now we're coming down here. And we're gonna do, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do the planks. And we're gonna do the stripped log. And then here, this down a little bit more. I don't know if I did that right. Yeah, I know. I just made it disappear, didn't I? Is it nighttime again already? All right, so not having the pickaxe in my hand is not a good idea. We're gonna do that, and this is where we're gonna start getting into the sand and sandstone. Hey, Mud Angel. Mud Angel is my neighbor right over there making Petra. Okay, so now we need to get some, what is this? Probably sandstone, regular sandstone and smooth sandstone. Those, I need to cook up some smooth sandstone. So let's get this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get this going over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is it? 6, 7, 8. 8 does a whole stack, doesn't it? Eight does a whole stack. Let's see what happens when we do this. I also need to get me a lava farm going. I don't know if I even have a lava bucket. Let's check that ender chest. I might have a lava bucket, but I am not sure where it is. Another time. Let's not worry about that right now. For now, let's start getting this. We don't need to make the gradient be exactly every single block right now. That I just wanted a quick transition. This is where we can start getting some sand piling up, which is in this one. Well, this was silly what I did. Nope, couldn't quite get it. Alright, just get that. We'll get some sandstone under that sand right there. And that's what we're looking at here for our gradient. Let's go a little further away. Almost can't see it. Okay. I'm liking that. Hopefully this stripe doesn't become too obnoxious, being like the only dark stripe. Maybe I can put some cracks going up vertically too, but honestly it's not what it looks like in the Grand Canyon or the Badlands or anything like that. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I think what I need to do is I need to make sure that that split or that that recess is not going all the way around, at least not at the same height. Because right now I kind of have it all at the same height going all the way around, and I'm not sure if that's kind of what we're looking for. Okay. But now we can start moving across this. Let's get our sand and sandstone out of here. Oh, I didn't put any of the smooth sandstone in, which would go right there. Is that right? No, it would go after that. Smooth sandstone would go right here. Let's go grab some of that smooth sandstone. And this is based more off of like the tone of it, the lightness versus darkness. So this texture on the regular sandstone makes it so that it's a darker color than the smooth sandstone. Technically, the smooth sandstone is almost a lighter color than the regular sand, but that's where I'm kind of switching from what its tonal value is to what its actuality is. So I kind of wanted some sand there. I may even pile up some sand here and there in different places. But yeah, this is what we're going for. So what I want to do is I want to have kind of a vertical portion here. So all this sand stuff is going to come down and then come back up, kind of in a wave pattern. We got to figure out how we're going to do that. If I was just a little bit taller, I'd maybe be able to do that. Alright, I don't think we're going to be using the red and orange right now, so let's maybe bring our food down here. I gotta make sure that while I'm doing this, I'm paying attention to all 3 dimensions, because it'll be very easy to just get stuck making things on a single plane and just have everything look all wonky. Let's decide where we're going to have this come up over here. Maybe, since that's kind of a lighter color, let's bring that one to there. Excuse me, puppers and kitty. Puppers and peaches. Okay, we gotta bring this down, and yeah, judging by that cliff face above it, we actually need to bring it in a little bit more. Yeah, let's just, we need to move the scaffolding. Not like that. Or that. I think I was getting pushed by my cat. Okay. Yeah, we definitely need to come down more. Let's, I'll put my axe away. Don't lose that, that's for sure. Oh my goodness, my jumping abilities are unmatched today. Okay, let's see. Do we want, for variety's sake, let's maybe not make the oak connect. come on. Okay, there we go. Alright, what comes after oak? We've got the stripped oak wood, then we've got the stripped birch. We can move the orange out of the way. And from here, we're going to birch planks. Okay. So we'll keep seeing what we can do with this. Ooh. Thought I should probably have those going horizontally. Like that. And we'll get rid of that one. See if we can't poke one up there really quick. Horizontally. Did that work? I think it did. There we go. Okay, this is where it's going to get a little bit tricky. I think if we do the next ones like that. You know, I've always got this mix of feelings of I want more blocks to be directionally controlled. Like the chiseled blocks. The chiseled deep slate, I think is what it is. Not directionally controlled. I wish it was. Or the chiseled blackstone. You can only have the pig snout on the chiseled blackstone face one direction when it's on the top or bottom face. It is always oriented the same way, and I want that directionally controlled. So I'm always torn because I always want things to be more directionally controlled. But man, sometimes it's a pain. How are we doing? We need this to start swooping out more. That was the wrong one. Let's see. There, and there. Netherrack. Let's pull that in as our temporary block. How do we want to do this? Decisions are hard. That's looking a little better. We're kind of getting that downward scoop of this. Okay. This nice thing is now that I've got some of them in place, I can start just middle mouse clicking on this. Let's do that. Not that. I don't have any regulars. I do have sand. Why wouldn't it? There we go. All right. You're gonna have to move. Thank you. You too. Let's do this. Trying to figure out how I can get all this netherrack up here quickly and then lay it down exactly on the same spot with sand. Oh, LBB. And I don't know if this is going to be exactly the same spot, but Close enough. All right, Rupert, you need to move. Go over here. There we go. All right, let's take a look from a distance. It's been a while since we did that. Okay. That's okay. It's okay. Let's see how this progresses. I think we can bring in quite a bit more of this birch. And we may even skip a little bit of the smooth sandstone here. Just go straight to that there. Not really coming out far enough, though. This is where some half slabs are probably going to come in handy, honestly. And we may even forgo some of the sand here. I'm not sure. Like, it might be good to have sandstone in here like that. But I just imprisoned my pigeon. Not my pigeon. What am I saying? A parrot. Let's see here. Come on. Did you see that? Did you see that? What the? What was that? Did you see what just happened? He stayed sitting, but he was floating. No wings flapping. I wonder if we can do that again. It's the magical hovering parrot. Oh, that's hilarious. All right. Yeah. You're still sitting, right? Yeah, you were sitting. All right. Oh, that was funny. Okay. Focus. Oh, excuse me, Scooter. See if we can speed up this process just a little bit. Let's get some smooth sandstone in here. We'll get a little bit more of this stuff going on over on this end. And then we will come back to oh yeah, these. Let's put this in here. Gotta make sure we're spacing this out properly, though. Ow! My ankles. Gonna have to start putting more torches under there. Don't want to start making a mob farm for ourselves. Did I put my rabbit meat in here? I did. Okay. How are we trying to bring this around? It's getting difficult to move around this thing. From there, we go to the stripped birch wood. Which I do believe I need to bring some of this back. This temporary blocks. Let's go to sleep here. Apparently I jumped the gun on getting to bed. I think while I'm waiting, I'm gonna take a drink of water. Don't forget to hydrate, folks. Oh, ow, my ankles. Okay, let's see here. We need more sandstone in here. And you know what? Grab some more really quick. There we go. Oh, come on. All right, fine. That's fine. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay. Stone cutter. This is what we need. I put it right here. Yeah, what am I doing? Hitting the wrong keys. Oh, wrong side. Here we go. I'm gonna get rid of you and put in a little bit of you and you and you and you. There we go. That's a little bit nicer looking if I could get out of this hole. I know, hopefully I'm not getting into the detailing too much, but I just got to make sure this is going to work. Yeah. I think that'll be just fine. And, maybe get rid of you and put you there. That's looking a little better. I feel better about that now. Let's do that. Let's maybe bring this planks over just a little bit more, and then bring this over here, like that, maybe. Okay. And then I think this is a good place. Well, no, we need to... We're already skipping out on... Excuse me for a second. Pardon me. Had a little bit of a coughing fit suddenly. We're already skipping out on some of the planks when we come down here. I don't want to jump right to the stripped oak log. So let's bring this up a little bit here. There we go. We're getting some, I don't know, some up and downs that I don't like, but I guess it's excusable at the bottom. It's really hard with these directional logs to not get that. So now we can go like this. Oh, and we need to bring in some of this stuff here. I can do that. There. That's looking a little bit better, I think. Let's get rid of a temporary block, and let's fill in some of this really quick. Okay, and like that. So that we can bring in, oh, I don't know, a little bit more of that, a little bit more of this. Then maybe we'll grab a few of these. Just slip those in there. And you know what else we're going to get? We're going to get some of these smooth sandstone. Turn those into some half slabs as well. And when we're right... Oops, no. When we're right in this area, like that. Now we're getting somewhere. Might even do a few down in here too. I want it to look like it's very much a gradual slope of weathered stuff. So we could even possibly, I don't know. Let's see what this is gonna look like. Just, I don't know, go like that. And maybe a little bit of this, too. See what kind of fun we can have with this here. You know, put one there. You know, kind of like that. Break things up just a little bit. And from here, let's get some of that stuff going on again. But from here, we might be able to do, oh, I don't know, one of those. Maybe a little bit of that along in here too. Yeah, now we're talking. I do wish things like sand and gravel could be stacked up in small increments like snow can. Because, oh man, that would be quite a bit more realistic then. Not that that's what you play Minecraft for. It's not like you play it for the realism or anything like that. Yeah, getting a little steep there. That's okay. I think that's okay. It shows that things are piling up. I think, let's see. We were going to make it so that this is the limit of it. So we're going to make it so that it transitions pretty sharply to the orange in this area. So that's good what we've got going on here. I think we could bring down one more here. And we'll make this be one of those blocks once we get back to doing that. Man, that sun moves quickly. That's a little better. Maybe make that a plank. And that a plank. We'll do this here. Okay, I guess I gotta go sleep again. Can't believe how fast the time flies. Okay, let's... I want to finish that swoop before I take a long flight away from it. We almost have finished it, though. Let's get a couple of... Ooh, you know what would go good right there? Is that. Then we can put the mud behind it. Yeah, that's the ticket. Let's do that. What else have we got going on here? Can we... Maybe we'll do one here. Nope, not like that. I don't know, a little coughing fit there. Let's go fly away from this and take a look at it from a distance. Oh, that is... Oh, chef's kiss. I love that gradient. That is... Okay. Where are you? Hey, let me land on you. Yes. Yes, that is exactly what we want for the sand being piled up. So we're going to make it more of a hard line of the orange and red coming down this way. I think the sand at the bottom really sells it. And so I want to get this patch filled in. This might be too much of the darkness. I may bring the red up a little bit more. But we'll see in a little bit. I need to get a cough drop. I feel like a grandpa here, but I've been carrying cough drops in my pocket. Like they're Werther's candies. Because of this dumb sickness that I've been having. Thank you, Oompa. That's very kind of you. yeah, I'm very happy with the way this is starting to look. And yeah, that is very harsh right there. So I'm gonna soften that up a little bit. I do like having the dark spot, but it's just a little bit too much. So we need to reorganize a little bit. We are going to be getting back into the orange stuff again, orange and red. I do need this still, but I think the woods I can, well, I could stand to have another shulker here. One, two, one. Okay, let's come back over here. We're gonna put all our woods into a shelter here. And let's try and keep this somewhat organized. We're gonna go from dark on the right, light on the left. Do some variance there like that. And this is also our lighter colors, so we're gonna put a little gap there. Put that stuff in there. Okay, now I think I put a bunch of stuff in here. Nope, just tools. All right. So now let's see here. We are back to netherrack, red, orange terracotta, which I think I just put some more back in here. And then we had some sandstone stuff. We're not going to need the axe when we're working on this. Smooth sandstone, red sandstone, something like that. Is that what it was? Good night, lavender. Oh, she's too quick. Too quick. All right. So now we're going to be going in reverse a little bit. We need this to be up here, but we are going to make this be a very thin line because I want this to be a harder transition than what I had. So we're not going to put a lot of mud spots in here. It's going to be a very, hopefully, subtle. There we go. Okay. Now we want to bring in the harshness of the orange pretty much right away. See where we're coming on this, and then we're gonna maybe mix a little bit of that in there. Oh, that looks like a checkerboard. Can't do that. And it is hard to get a smooth transition between the red and the orange terracotta here. I wonder. Let's try something really quick. Let's try two somethings. What am I looking for? Strip mangrove. That is pretty dark. That might be good to have in place of the netherrack, but I do like the texture that the netherrack has. Now, what I'm looking for... Yeah. Let's try this. Guess I am gonna need the axe. Ah, stop. Wasting my rockets. Alright, now let's see. How does that do? Eh. That adds a nice noise, but that's too orange. I think this is pretty good, honestly. So let's start throwing in some acacia wood. And, see if that helps. Nope, nope. Wrong block. See if we can get this directionality correct. That might be okay. Eat me some rabbit meat. There we go. Alright, come over here. I don't know. It's almost lighter than the orange. I don't like it. Yeah. So if you're ever curious about how something looks tone-wise with another block, do a deep squint with your eyes. Do a deep squint with your eyes. And what that does is it's this interesting phenomenon where the more you squint, the less you see color. And so things start to take on a little bit more of a desaturated grayscale look. And that allows you, when you're looking at different colored pieces, in this case blocks, on a color palette, it removes the distraction of color and lets you just see it for the tint, like the gray levels that are in it. And so sometimes when you're looking at some similar colors that are close to each other, it's hard to tell which one is lighter or darker. And so by doing that squinting trick, you can kind of see. And what I was seeing when I was doing that is that acacia wood, which I'm going to put that away so I stop using it, that acacia wood was actually lighter than the orange terracotta. And so my main problem was that there's a harsh contrast between the red terracotta and the orange terracotta. There's when you're looking at it up there, it looks like there's a harsh contrast. The red is considerably darker than the orange, and I didn't like that. It was too harsh. And so I thought I would put in the acacia wood. And since it was even lighter than the orange, it made it so that there's even worse contrast in there. So that ended up being, unfortunately, no good to use. So we got to figure something else out. So we're back to just putting the orange right next to the red, and we might just have to deal with that and just quickly transition to the other colors Oh, seems that our music has stopped. Hold on just a moment. I'm gonna grab another album from the same artist. Let's go with one of my favorite albums, Groovy. Yeah, big fan of this one. All right, I think I need to stop trying to work from the top down. It doesn't work well for me. I'm gonna work from the bottom up. We do have a little bit of an overhang here developing. Maybe. Let's salvage a couple of these blocks that don't need to be in here. And shed a little light under here. There we go. Okay. Oop. Yeah, let's see. Let's place a visit over here. I don't know if we're gonna need to get into the detail work of stairs yet. But you know, maybe they would be good. No, put that back. There we go. Put that thing back where it came from. Or so help me. Do a little pause here. Sorry about that. And, didn't have the right monitors called up. Oop, not monitors. Screens on the monitors. Okay, let's see. How do we want to do this? This is not going to be netherrack here. Let's just go ahead and replace this now. One, two, three. I think we do that there. We can get away with that. We can do that, and oh, hey, can't reach. I'm at the end of my circumference. All right, do that. Maybe we'll throw in an orange, throw in a red. Maybe we will even. Can we do this? Can we do some fancy jumping and flying and placing? Nope, we can't. All right, let's get back to business. Let's stop getting so distracted with the details. That is a ginormous swatch of red there that we are going to have to take a look at. Yeah, that's okay, I suppose. As long as we start dialing it back in over here. And you know, I had said I wasn't going to work on the top. I was going to work my way up from the bottom. Here I am doing this. I suppose what we could do is we could do another crack in here, but have it not be a dark. Like if we did that, then brought this back out. maybe not that one. I'm gonna have so much netherrack to clean up after this. That is a very long straight line. I don't like it. There we go. There, that's a little bit better. So we got to figure out what's going to break up this big swatch of orange terracotta there. 'Cause that's just a little bit much. I think we could bring in a bit more of sandstone through the middle. There we go. Let's come back up through this. That's pretty good looking. Let's see what else we can do here. The grunting helps. Oh, that's too bright. Right next to the red. Wait a second. I just did a no-no. I think. How do I get up there so I can see what's going on? Okay, let's try something. Let's go like that. Too much right there, though. Maybe right here, too. I know, it's getting dark. It's getting dark. Ow. Why do I keep skipping the rabbit meat? Alright. Oh, missed it. See how this is looking from a distance. Oh yeah, we still got a big hole there. But I am okay with that little gouge right there. Maybe we put another one right here that even possibly gets a little bit dark. Not like that. Come on. There we go. Do it a little bit subtly like that. Okay. Bring that on there like that there. And like this. And like this. And like that. Let's do... Oh, come on. I know I dropped pieces around here somewhere. There we go. We have a hole up there somewhere. We have quite a bit of netherrack that doesn't need to be here either. I want to get rid of all the unnecessaries. There are some that are necessary, but I want to make sure that I know that the ones that are there are the ones that are supposed to be there. Okay, that's good. There's that one. Yeah. Don't need that one, don't need that one. These are all extras. Let's get some scaffolding out and get up there. Not where I wanted to go. Alright, and then I know there are some that are supposed to be up here. Like this right in here, there's one or two up there that are supposed to be up there. Not you, not you. But you two are. And then we have a crack up here that needs filling in. There it is. First of all, we can get rid of these. And then I think we can just... So let's keep one of those, a couple of those. And while we're up here, let's do a little bit of housekeeping of that. Didn't mean to put that torch there. Not close to the other one, but that's okay. Alright, let's take a look at this from afar after I eat. This rabbit meat doesn't stick around long. That's looking nice. I am wondering though, let's come over here. Oh, oh, oh! Back here. There we go. I am wondering, that's pretty harsh. I am wondering if I should bring in some plain terracotta. Maybe that's what I'm missing. Because look at this. I think that was what I was looking for. Let's try it in a couple places. I'm stuck. Here. Ow. Right in here, especially. That might look a little bit better. Let's see. Yeah, that definitely helps sell it. We can get a little bit more right here. There. Oh. Yeah. Let's put that back. There we go. Oh boy. And we need to thin up that little swath of darkness there. Let's do this here. Bring in this red. There we go. It'll hopefully be a bit more subtle right there. There we go. That scar is a little bit better. In fact, I'm gonna bring this over by one. Yeah, I like that better for sure. Maybe we need to bring this back by a little bit. Is it seriously nighttime again? What the heck? Whoever slept, thank you. You're awesome. I don't think we need this. Right like that. Let's see. There. Let's look at that. A little too much of the brown, right, or the plain terracotta right there. We need out. We need to make this red bleed into it just a little bit more. Let's go like this. There. Yeah, I'm happier with that. Not sure that we need this netherrack here, though. I think that will end up making it look a little better. Yeah. Yeah, we're reducing the amount of netherrack by a lot. We're going to keep it in the shadows mostly like that. It's not going to be out on the surface near as much. Okay, let's take a quick tally of what we've got in our boxes. Kind of regroup a little bit, and let's do it the gradient style. Got our darkest stuff here. Some red, and we're going to be throwing in some normal terracotta. Okay, so the brown of the packed mud is kind of a transition material. Where do we want to put that? It goes over here, but we've got all this stuff. Let's put it in over here. Let's see. Go like that, and I forgot to leave something over here. Where are we now? We have some stuff that we need to go pick up. And we will deposit that over here. Let's first take that. We'll go like that, and then we'll do this. Don't know how we're gonna need those. What I want to do. And we'll put this right in here. Like that. Okay, so now these are getting to be our gradient boxes. Not these two. These are just kind of supply boxes. But this is a good... Okay, so this is our dark colored bare sandstone is what we'll call this. The mesa. And then this is our weathered sand section. So... yeah. I'm pretty happy with the way this is turning out. I'm already hungry again. Boy, that rabbit does not stick around long, does it? Let's come over here. Of course, we're probably looking at this from the wrong side. Yeah, we're looking at this edge on. Yeah, I am very happy with this. We've got this dark streak right here where it's cracking. We've got most of the cliff faces are this orange and red color. And then we've got the sand piled up down at the base of it. So this is definitely taking... Oh, hi there. This is definitely taking longer to do than I hoped it would, but you know, bye-bye. At least we're getting it right. I want to get it right. Let's go. Oh, my wings need replenishing soon. Why am I not flying? There we go. Let's go refill our rockets again. I love this thing. So I have here a full box of Duration 1 rockets. And I'll show you what I've got going on here. I don't know if I showcased this yet, but what I have here is all the crafting is coming out through here, going up here, coming across over here, going through impulse item sorters here for Duration 1, 2, and 3 rockets, coming down here in this hopper barrel chain down into here, and they are first feeding into the shulker boxes. Let me get back over here. And once the shulker boxes are... Oh, went too far. Once the shulker boxes are full, then they come up and they fill the shelves here. And so I spent a bit of time crafting and AFKing and stuff to get this all built up. And then right in here I have extra empty boxes, or the one that I carry with me all the time if I want to switch out. What I need to do is I need to swap out for these. In fact, I could do that again really quick. What do I have in here? Okay, nothing but rockets. This thing is completely full because I've just been coming and swapping out with the shelves. So D2, we'll do that. And then these are... Oh, no, these are full. Let's do that. In fact, let's leave the D1 rockets right here. Okay. And D2 and D3. And now they should all start filling up. And they're not going to get completely full because I don't have enough rockets waiting in those hoppers behind there to actually fill them completely up. But later when I decide to do some more AFK time, I can do that, get some more crafted up. Didn't need that one there. Let's go take another look at this. Let's see if I can do this without losing this guy again. But I think that is as good a place as any to call it for tonight. We have been going for nearly 2 hours. Thank you so much for those of you who were here and chatting with me. I appreciate the interaction. It's always good to have friends to hang out and chat with. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. If you are watching this on YouTube and you are still here, thank you so much. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And that way you can get notifications of when I have more of these videos coming out. So you all have a good rest of your night, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Is the sun setting again already? Anyway, bye.